By the end of this video, we will have turned this brief into this ad. Magical. And I'll share links to both the brief and the video in the description so you can steal it really easily. Welcome to episode 5 of Fix It in Post. Today I'm going to show you how I turn a meta brief into an ad, fixing one of the biggest bottlenecks in the process so that you can ship faster without sacrificing strategy. Okay, so this is the brief we're gonna work through, and it's a bird dog's quarter zip ad. It's probably familiar to a lot of you because this format has been adapted all over the place, but I think the mother brief came from Tube Science back in the day. So thank you, mother. So let's walk through the important parts. This is a problem solution gifting explainer, and it's told from the POV of the man, and the audience is women over 30 who are gifting. The problem is that women often struggle to find clothes for men that they actually want because they're not buying for their own body. The hypothesis is that we're gonna combine a few different winning elements that we've already tested before to create the ultimate gifting explainer. So let's talk about what data we already have going into this. Long problem fit on-ramps have traditionally worked for us. We know this is something that has a great thumbstop and a great retention. It keeps people's attention. Gifting hooks are a huge top performer for us. Thumbstops are usually over 40%. So we're definitely gonna incorporate that. And we've already tested male VO versus female VO, and we figured out that having the explainer come from the recipient and the actual consumer of the product really gives it more social proof because they're honestly telling you, I love this, it's a great gift, not the woman saying, I know he loved it. That's not as strong social proof. So we're combining a gifting hook with a fit problem sequence, all told from the perspective of a real user. Then we resolve it with the product. Test. Okay, what are we testing? We are gonna do a classic hook test, playing both with the messaging and the style of visuals in the opener. So one opener is going to be a male testimonial and the other is going to be a male recommendation. These are just different styles of entry points, and I will get into it in more detail as we go along. Deliverables. Okay, so this is a new ad and we are going to do 2 versions in 4x5 and 2 versions in 9x16. So for a total of 4 videos. Graphics. Now I want this to be really native with a white bubble, black copy, not using a brand font. We want to keep this within the natural native fonts so that it feels real. So since this video is for women 30 plus, we don't want to really go like too Gen Z native and cool. We just want something simple and easy to read for us aging folks that looks native to the platform. Audio. So here I'm asking my editor to find AI voiceover that sounds like a man over 30, and I'm telling him to use upbeat music, referencing a previous ad so he can just pull it from there and not reinvent the wheel. Notes. So I've left a few notes here. The first one is about brand style and preferences. They like to do lowercase, minimal punctuation. But the most important note here is the key to my process. Unless the versions are wildly different, the editor should just focus on cutting V1, getting through all the notes to perfect it, lock it, and then move on to V2. Otherwise, you are just repeating notes and making the same mistakes in different versions, and then the editor has to re-edit multiple versions. That wastes time, that wastes money, that makes everybody crazy. Don't do that. Okay, now we're at the sequence, the actual script. As you'll see, I love a colorful table. Keeps me honest, I'm creative, it's how I think. The left column is for the copy and the sound bites. Sometimes those are different. In this case, they're gonna be the same, so I'm not gonna separate copy and sound bite. But if they are different, it's very helpful for you to do that so that your editor understands how the graphics are gonna look, not just say captions of what the person is saying. The center column is where I put a screenshot of the visual I want and a link to that visual. And the notes column is where I can give more options. And for the purposes of this video, I'm putting some more of my thoughts in there than I usually would so that you can reference it later and follow along. Okay, so the video structure is hook, on-ramp, sales sequence, off-ramp, end card. The hook is your first 2 to 3 seconds. It's your thumb stop. It stops the scroll and earns the next seconds of your video. If your hook isn't good, nobody's gonna watch the rest of your video. So this is the most important part. Now the on-ramp for this video is the problem sequence. This is how you show the viewer that they feel seen before you start to tell them to buy a product. The sales sequence is where you introduce the product and demonstrate why it's the solution to the problem on-ramp. The off-ramp brings it back to the viewer with a CTA, which is a call to action, which is like, get off your butt and actually buy this product now. And the end card closes it all out, reinforcing what you've said, potentially adding another CTA to remind people to freaking do it. Okay, so let's start with the hooks. Since I'm doing a hook test, I've broken it out into 2 rows, one for the V1 hook and then one for the V2 hook. They will both then connect into the same on-ramp and sequence, but those are the variations that we're testing. So like I said, V1 is the recommendation hook. If your husband is impossible to shop for, get him this. It's signaling to the viewer that this is for female gifting buyers, and it's signaling to the algorithm that this is men talking about fit problems. I'm capping this for emphasis, and I may add an emoji once I see the first cut if I feel like the headline needs a little jazzing up. Now for the visual. I want to pair this with a mirror try-on clip of a real customer trying on the product, but I also don't want this to feel over the top where he's like smiling like a damn clown about a quarter zip. So I want something a little bit more vague to pique interest. Does he like it? You will have to watch to find out. And the fastest way to find that visual is using the birddogs Recharm library. Every time we do a shoot, the footage gets uploaded to Recharm, and then it gets tagged and categorized so I can easily find the exact clip I want without having to dig through tons of folders. Clip hunting on Dropbox or Google Drive is this special kind of psychological trap where you keep going and hunting through each folder because you're like, this next folder is totally gonna have it, but it doesn't. And then you get trapped in this like sunk cost fallacy situation and your eyes go blurry and you realize you haven't peed in 4 hours. It's not good. And it's something that's so easily fixable. It's the silliest bottleneck to be wasting your time and making it so you can't ship out the ads you need to ship out. Here's how you use Recharm to regain your sanity. So first things first, we're gonna go to product and choose quarter zip to make sure that all the clips we are looking at are specifically about quarter zips and not about shorts or pants or hats or whatever. Then on the left here, we have a list of common scenes that me and the team has specifically picked out because they correspond to the types of clips that we generally have for the account. So you can definitely customize this depending on your product and your types of footage. Okay, so now we're gonna go to mirror check. And I'm gonna scroll through these clips to see if any of them speak to me. Okay, let's go with this one. I like this one because he's doing that face where you feel like you're alone and checking yourself out in the mirror. So it feels more voyeuristic than campy, which is really important for feeling native on the feed. And you can see here all the other tags I could use to find this clip. I'll get into tags. So I take a screenshot, I copy the link, I paste it into my brief, done. Okay, so for V2, the hook is a testimonial. This is what happened when my wife got me clothes I actually like. And it's signaling to the algorithm, this is for women shopping for men. This headline style didn't come out of nowhere. It's adapted from a top performing ad from another brand. And I'm using the sweat emoji so that it's emphasizing the tension and the suspense. And since this is a top performer we've already used, I've saved it in my top hooks collection so I can easily grab it. Done. Okay, so now I'm gonna run through the rest of the sequence and walk through my thought process, and then afterwards we'll go back and add the visuals. The Onramp is where we set up the problem. My wife has tried to buy me a lot of clothes over the years. And notice the wording here. So as you see, I'm saying clothes, not quarter zips, because it's important to start broader and then narrow into the solution. Now, for V2, I'm gonna change wife to she because we have wife already in the headline. It's little things like this that you need to keep in mind when you do a hook test. Don't just get sloppy and swap out the hooks without really making sure that it flows into the on-ramp properly. This is also the quickest way for me to tell if I'm reviewing that you are inexperienced or a lazy strategist. So remember these things. Okay, so now we've set up the problem, we're gonna start stacking the pain points. And these are gonna be relatable, specific pain points that people can like feel in their soul. You're not just gonna say something like, oh, it didn't fit. Okay. But if you go into, and they're either too baggy, too tight, or just not my style, now people are like, yes, I've had clothes that are too baggy and I've had clothes that are too tight. And yeah, my girlfriend keeps getting me stuff that is absolutely not my style. Now people are starting to really picture themselves and relate it back to a personal experience they've already had. These lines are quick, specific, and broken up into their own rows because they are going to have corresponding visuals that illustrate them. Now we get to the twist, introducing the product as the solution. But this time she nailed it with the birddogs quarter zip. Then we're gonna mirror the pain points to solution points. The fit is perfect. It shows off my arms and shoulders while leaving room in the midsection. And the stretch means I never feel constricted. Now, I know we said we're mirroring to the pain points, but obviously we haven't addressed not my style. I could add, and I wear it everywhere, which indicates it's clearly your style, you wore it outside in public, but I've decided to instead list specifics to show, not tell. And these examples will resonate with the specific lifestyle of our customer base, of the persona, not just random. I've worn it to the course, to the office, around the house, even to date night. And now I summarize it after already proving it. It's the most versatile thing in my closet now. So now this sales sequence has given the male perspective, And we've gotten to the Onramp now, and now we're gonna bring it back to the woman. Bring it back to the person who's actually going to be purchasing this item. This is the Offramp, the call to action. We gotta get you back into the mindset of reliving that stressful problem, and then add some urgency to get your ass moving to click through. So if you're tired of him returning your gifts, go to birddogs.com and grab a quarter zip. Don't wait, these sell out fast. And then we're gonna use our regular brand end card. And what I like about this is that it's showing all the color options. So hopefully at the end of this, now a viewer is connecting with, oh, I didn't realize I had this many color options. I like that one. I'm gonna click through and get that specific one for my husband. And then at the bottom, we're adding a specific subheader that ties it all back together. The gift he won't return. So our end card generally does not have this subheader. I like to switch it up and make sure that it matches with every specific video. You can also include a true CTA like shop now, but in this one, I think it actually is more powerful to remind people that like this is the solution to that problem that made you feel shitty because nobody likes to have their gifts returned. That sucks. Okay, so that's the script. And now we just gotta match up our copy with the visuals. Back to Recharm. My wife has tried to buy me a lot of clothes over the years. Okay, so I need a female or a couple clip because I haven't shown any women yet, and this is a video for women, and I wanna show that relationship interaction. So I'm gonna go to competitors and grab this one. But this time she nailed it with the Bird Dogs quarter zip. So I know this one creator is killer and he works every time. So I'm gonna go up to the top to creators and choose Jeff Marks, and then I'm gonna go to holding product as the scene that I think will work best. Because we're gonna get into the fit in the next section, and so I really just want like a product moment shot with a person. The fit is perfect. Okay, so undoing Jeff, and then I'm going to wearing, and I'm looking for a really natural clip. Oh, I wanna use the talent from the V1 hook, which I know is in the Nicole shoot. So I'm gonna go to creator and Nicole, and I know that he is a top performer. This talent has worked for us before. Wanna lead with as many good clips that we know are gonna work as possible. Let's grab him. It shows off my arms and shoulders. So you'll go and find a clip where it's showing off his arms and shoulders while leaving room in the midsection. Now we'll grab a clip that shows that it's loose on someone's stomach. And the stretch means I never feel constricted. Let's go to durability test because that's where I know we have the footage of people showing the stretch and like testing that it's stretchy. Wait, actually I have one favorited that I really want because you can favorite the clips that you want like quick access to that you like or are top performers. So I'll just go to favorites and grab it. I've worn it to the course. So now I'm gonna find a golfing clip and I'm gonna choose one that has swinging so that it has action to look at. And I've had people who play golf double check these clips to make sure that the swing is good, because if the swing is crap, that really is gonna ruin the whole vibe of you will be awesome if you wear this quarter zip. To the office. So I'm gonna go to professional and I'm gonna choose an office clip that shows it's work appropriate. Around the house. Now I'm gonna just find a clip where he's lounging at home and showing that it's super comfy. You could pass out on the couch, it's great. Even to date night. So I'm gonna just find a clip of a couple who looks like they're out on date night. It's the most versatile thing in my closet now. So there's a lot of ways that I could go with this clip, but I'm just gonna choose one that shows a guy walking, drinking his iced coffee, just very normal. He could be doing anything, going anywhere for any reason. So if you're tired of him returning your gifts. So now I wanna go back and find another mirror check clip, but this time I wanna show that he's super confident and he loves what he's wearing, and you've kind of come back full circle to checking himself out in the beginning and loving the way he looks and feels in a quarter zip at the end. Go to birddogs.com and grab a quarter zip. Okay, so I'm gonna use this opportunity because we haven't done any really close-up shots yet in this video. We've really been focusing on showing it on people's bodies. And this is where I really wanna show closer up and the array of colors that you have as an option, like I said with the end card, to start getting people picturing like, oh, I'm gonna choose that one. Not just I want this quarter zip in general, I want that maroon quarter zip. So I'm gonna go to product shot and grab this one. Don't wait, these sell out fast. So this is also in product shot, and I really wanna emphasize that these sell out fast, and motion is a really great way to do that. So what I'm gonna do is have the editor reverse the clip so the quarter zips look like they're flying out of the box rather than getting tossed in. And I know that this is actually a top opener from a different video, so I know it's an effective clip. And there we go. This would have taken me hours with Dropbox, just hours. I would have gone gray. I would have hated my life. This compulsively organized library is a godsend for strategists and editors. I really don't know how the rest of you are doing this on your own. You have my thoughts and prayers. Okay, so we're done with the brief. I'm gonna send it off to my editor. He's gonna send me a first cut and then we will review it together. Okay, so now we've gotten the first cut back from the editor and we're gonna look at it in Frame.io and give notes. When I review videos, I'll watch it all the way through, make some mental notes of what I like and don't like, and then I'll do 4 very specific passes. The first pass is messaging. Is the hook actually thumb stopping? Does it connect cleanly to the Onramp and flow through the sequence? Or is there something that's breaking it up and making it odd, like you're switching topics mid-sequence and you're disoriented? Are we delivering on what we promised in the first 3 seconds? And if I notice any typos or I want to add an emoji or cap something for emphasis, this is where I do it. The second pass is visuals and pacing. Are the clips engaging and fast enough? A clip should not be more than 2 seconds. Unless it has a ton of motion and is really visually interesting, you want those quick cuts. Or if you have a really older audience, you can go slower, but like right now, 30s, we have no attention span, quick cuts. Do these clips feel human or overly staged? It's a fine line because you really want that like very obvious emotion and reaction, but you also, again, don't want it to feel like a clown. Am I seeing enough variety, body types, ages, use cases? And this matters. We are not making art, we are making ads. A clip might feel cheesy to me, but if it works, I'm using it. Performance beats taste every time. The third pass is audio. Does the VO sound natural? Did it get weird in AI and I need him to do a different emphasis? And is the music helping or overpowered? Does it match the vibe? Is it too loud? Can I still hear the VO? Those are the things I'm looking for, listening for. And then a quick sanity check. I'm looking for glitches, black bars, graphics that are overlapping each other, anything that feels super off-brand. Editors are human, and this is a process together, and we all just gotta have each other's back. But one thing I've learned as somebody who compulsively would send stuff back and like torture my editors when I was first starting, imperfections are okay. It actually makes it feel more real. So when you're going back and forth with your editor for the 5th time, ask yourself, is this note that I'm giving actually going to affect performance or affect the reputation of the brand? Or do I just have OCD and this is for my own sanity? So you can't go too nitpicky and you can't go too hands-off. There's a fine line in between. Good luck finding it. So that's how I review it like a strategist. Once again, we are not here to make pretty videos. We're here to make ads and make a lot of money. Okay, so now let's give notes on this V1 together. Okay, so I'm watching this opener and I'm seeing the timing and it is a bit over 3 seconds. I don't love that. It's 1 clip. Now your thumb stop really shouldn't be longer than 3 seconds and like 3 seconds is fine, but I don't really want to have a clip on screen for 3 full seconds. This isn't compelling enough for me to do that. So I actually now want to go and add a second clip to the opener. So I am gonna go and find a new first clip because I now want to show this that he's impossible to shop for. So I'm gonna show a frustration clip. So I'm gonna go grab this clip where he's in the mall and you have the wife kind of handing him something and he's like, absolutely not, get that away from me. And then we're gonna go into this mirror shot. So we kind of show the problem and the solution right off the bat. And that breaks up this super long opener. I'm also realizing now that I would like to add an emoji to this. I'd like to kind of keep the momentum going. So I'm gonna grab arrow emoji that's pointing to the rest of the video. I feel like that always is like, keep watching, right? The next thing I'm noticing is this clip is what, 3 through 5. Let's play it out again. I don't love this. I feel like I would rather see her give him like a few things in a row that he doesn't like. This is sped up, so it's like a little bit more interesting, but I think we can get more interesting here and prove the point better. Because then it's like again and again and again, you hate when I'm buying you. So I'm gonna go grab 2 more clips of her giving him stuff, and then the editor can turn it into a montage. Okay, so then this is where I also have an issue. So this time she nailed it with the bird dogs quarter zip. Okay, yeah, we punched in, so we like, yes, this is a long, it was 10 seconds through 13. It's fine, but I'm realizing that like I would probably rather have him show that she nailed it with a clip of him like looking confident wearing it, not just holding it. So we got the holding, and then we're gonna have it go into wearing it. So I'm gonna grab a shot of the same guy. He's wearing it, he's looking confident. I like know exactly what clip I want for this. Here we go. He's walking outside his house. Okay, so instead of punching in, let's switch to a second clip of him looking proud of his quarterback. Going through, loving this. This is all good. Okay, I think that's it. Those are all my notes. Not too shabby. So we're gonna send this back to the editor and we will get into round 2 of notes. All right, so we have the second version back and we're gonna review it. This time I'm gonna watch it twice. I'm gonna watch it once just to make sure that all of my notes were applied, and then I'm gonna do it one more time for a QC. If there are still notes that I have, obviously, like I could continue giving notes. Hopefully this is our last round. Oftentimes it takes more than one round of notes to lock this. That's totally fine. We are just condensing this for the purposes of this video because it would be real boring to watch me go through 5 rounds. Okay, I'm watching it. All the notes are applied. I'm liking the vibe. The hook is more thumb stopping now. The pacing is better and the problem hits harder. So I feel really good about this. Nothing fundamentally changed. It was just like little tiny tweaks to just strategically tighten it up. And now that we've locked V1, I can tell the editor that I'm ready for V2. And the only thing he's really gonna be changing is that hook and the little bit of copy in the beginning of the Onramp. Okay, great. I've got no notes. He did everything I said. And I really like the location of this copy. It's near the product. It's above his head. So people like generally are like looking at a human's face. So I wouldn't want this copy to be super low. And if it was really low, it would be over the box and the box has copy on it. And like, that's just complicated and distracting. So I really like what the editor did here and where he placed the copy. And we got that actually in all caps to break up the text and really emphasize the emotion, along with the emoji that also emphasizes the emotion. And then here he did she's instead of my wife. We're good. Okay, so now my editor can move on and do the other aspect ratios and call it a day. When I'm reviewing other aspect ratios, all I'm really looking for is to make sure that I like where the copy placement is, if there's any issues with where the clip got cropped, where like the focus is no longer what I want it to be focused on. Really, really minor stuff. Aspect ratio versions should be a really fast thing. You're not going and doing like a whole different round of notes on the same video, just in a different shape. Okay, so zooming out, this is the workflow. You start with a clear brief. It does not need to be as insanely detailed as mine was, but it needs to be clear enough that your editor isn't guessing. You map your script intentionally. Hook, on-ramp, sales sequence, off-ramp, CTA, end card. You pull visuals with purpose. You are not just pulling visuals that look good or are pretty. They are specifically illustrating the copy that they are attached to. And you need to make sure that you're keeping it fast-paced. That's why we went in and added more clips in those 2 sections, because the pacing was too slow. And then you refine the edit based on creative strategy principles, not your personal taste. That's the difference. So this is the system that I use to ship my ads faster, but also making sure that there is serious strategy with every single clip. And that's it. You got to see how it goes from brief to final ad and a peek inside my weird little brain. So if your team feels like they're constantly scrambling, it might not be that you're being asked to make too many ads, though that is definitely possible. Depends on how big your team is. But often it's because your process is messy. So as I've shown you, Recharm fixes the bottleneck in your clip hunting process, which enables you to brief faster, get things into production faster, because your strategists should not be spending their time hunting for clips. They should be spending their time thinking through their ad set. Fix that and everything compounds. Better edits, cleaner tests, stronger performance. So I will drop the brief and the final ad in the description below. Steal away. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, send to your friends, send to that strategist who is currently trapped in a black hole in a Google Drive. And I will see you next time. Bye.